the city, she was such the city, she was
Hi, welcome everybody. I am joined here today with Scott Hayes. And first, I have to apologize. I'm just getting my voice back, but I did not want to miss this chance to talk about something that I think is such a treasure here in our community, and that is Acoustics for Autism.
Thank you, Lisa. Thanks for having me on one of my favorite shows of all time, Love My 419. I've watched Savvy TV from way back when, and then loved Love My 419 for a lot of years. So yes, thanks for having us on. We're real excited. This Sunday is our event, Acoustics for Autism. It's our 19th edition, and it proves to be bigger and better than ever. 10 stages, 107 bands. It is a free event. We take over all of Uptown Maumee. There'll be heated tents, so we don't have to worry about the weather, which it looks like it's going to be a very pleasant day, no wind. That's the one thing that we worry about. But we're excited and excited to talk about it on Love My 419.
Well, so happy to have you here today. And actually, I was just on your guys' Facebook, and people were complaining about the cold. And my response was, put your long johns on and come out and just bear with it for a good cause.
Yeah, I mean, we have most of the stages are in brick and mortar venues, but we do have tents and the huge beer garden tent out back where most people are. It's connected to the silent auction tent, it's connected to the merchandise area. That's all heated. And so it won't be any different than being inside anywhere else.
I think people can survive because it's such a fun event. You're not even focused on the cold.
Correct. You're not. You're listening to some great music. You're helping us raise money for families that really need it in our area. You know, we're a 100% volunteer organization, so everything that we make on this Sunday will go into our scholarship fund, from which we write checks to providers that are providing treatment therapy options for that aren't typically covered by insurance for families to help improve the quality of life of their family member.
And I was reading on the website, you guys just last year alone helped over 500 families. Is that correct?
Yes, we're working with somewhere between 400 and 500 families at any given
Amazing.
time. We've given out over $1.3 million in scholarships since we started. Very humbly, you know, it was a small event the first time we did it some 18 years ago, this being our 19th edition, and it's grown to the largest annual free music festival in the country.
That's
That's
crazy.
been confirmed by Rolling Stone magazine. So we're very proud of that distinction. And you know, there's not many places you can go and see 107 musical acts in one day, and the quality of which is just outstanding. I put our musicians in this area up against any around the country, and I travel a lot for my job, and I look out, I seek out music. And I'll tell you, there's something in the water here that makes Toledo a great place for live music.
I love that. I always think that that is one of the cool things about Toledo. That and we're a foodie city and a music city, and we
Yeah.
have amazing, amazing, talented people here. So tell me a little bit about what I did interview you guys years and years back on Love My 419, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
Remind me, what was the passion or the purpose that got you guys behind this specific cause, and why you started this up those 18, 19 years ago?
Yeah, our fearless founder, Nicole Corey, had a friend who had a child that they had a credit card, and they weren't, they weren't hurting. They were well off. Her husband's an interventional radiologist. I mean, but they had a credit card that was dedicated to treating their son, and it was up over $230,000 that they had racked up on this credit card because they just needed to find something that worked. And Nicole, would go to these walks for autism, these other fundraisers, and ask, well, where's the money going? And she never got a good answer to that. So on her friend's birthday, which it happened to be the first Sunday in March, and that's why we keep it the first Sunday in March. She did that in honor of her friend and raised a lot more money than they were expecting. I think there was like 16 bands that day just at the Village Idiot. And so from that, they had this money, and they started a 501c3 called Project I Am, which is the charity behind the event Acoustics for Autism. That's how it all started. Since then, like you mentioned, we've helped hundreds of families, distributed over $1 million in scholarship money, and I believe made a tangible difference in the lives of people that struggle with ASD.
I totally agree. And I think that, if there's one thing that we all have some sort of connection to, it would be autism. I think we all know someone, we have a family member, a child, a friend's child that, deal with this on a regular basis. And we know that the struggles that those families can go through. So I think it's a great way for our community to get involved with something that probably impacts quite a few of us.
1 in 33 is the current diagnosis, and just a few short years ago, it was 1 in 88. And so,
Mhm.
just in a few years, that's a 183% increase. And I think the diagnostics are better, so they're able to see it. They're able to see it sooner. But if you see the kids that we work with and the improvement year over year that therapies can make, especially if you're able to find an intervention early on, it
Mhm.
makes a huge difference. And so we've seen therapies work, whether it be for some kids, it's karate lessons, it's others, it's a summer camp, it's ABA therapy, which is very intensive one-on-one therapy. It could be products like weighted blankets. It could be equine therapy. There's a lot of providers, occupational therapy that provide effective treatment, but that can be expensive. And sometimes families have to try several things. And I think that's our sweet spot. We're able to allow for some of that experimentation.
One of the things, mentioning that I saw on the website as well, you guys actually help to provide some sort of kit, if I'm correct, for kids in emergency situations.
Yeah, we've done all kinds of things to try to help, but it turns out the communicative, even kids that are functional, and most of them are on the spectrum, and they call it the spectrum because people are all over.
Yeah.
Some you wouldn't even recognize the symptoms, but some do have sensory issues, sensory overload that they need to deal with. Others have communicative issues. And so that might come off to a police officer that's making a routine stop that someone is being non-compliant when really it's the ASD that's causing the miscommunication or the perceived miscommunication. And so we have outfitted area first responders and area police officers with kits that help them diagnose or make it. I'm not diagnose, but make a quick decision and a kit that helps them maybe work through those moments where there might be miscommunication with an unintended consequence if the officer thinks they're being non-compliant.
I love that. That's such a great tool for you guys to provide. So, one more question before we get wrapped up here because we are on a lunch break. Just tell me, out of these 19 years, is there one specific? Sorry, my phone just went off. Is there one specific memory or one specific year that really stands out to you, and maybe it's like your favorite or has a special place in your heart?
I couldn't put it on one. I'm thinking in my mind right now as we speak, and looking out into, there's always a couple of optics that really are emotional for me. One is just seeing, that you saw some imagery there while we were talking of the view
Yeah,
from the big stage where we play, and seeing all of those people. And I think, man, all of those people care enough to be here and care enough for a good cause to come out the first Sunday in March and be here and show that they support and most likely give their time and treasure to help the cause. That's very emotional. The other is when I see, you'll see some of our ASD kids with their headphones on, dancing in front of one of the stages and being very moved by the music. Music therapy is one of the very effective treatments that we've seen, not for everybody, but for some. And if you've ever heard of the band Distant Cousins, their guitar
yeah,
player, Caden Chase, a wonderful kid. He's going to be at the Maumee Indoor Theater, which is kind of on the north end of all the activity in Uptown Maumee at noon, giving a demonstration, a kind of an interactive demonstration of how music therapy works. He's a practitioner
love that.
that's honing his craft, and so we have three distinct kids areas, and two of them are very sensory friendly. One is at the corner of Conant and Wayne Street, where you can go in, and Kate Schwartz from ASNO, the society that's just has a lot of resources for parents, will be in there with both activities and
Very cool.
information and resources. And then the Maumee Indoor Theater from noon to 2 will have very subdued music. And then they're going to play Trolls United or whatever the third Trolls movie is
Yeah,
at 2 for families that don't want to be in the hustle bustle of Uptown Maumee. And then we have a third kids stage area. It's a big tent where kids will be the VIP, the parents will be +1. We've got tenured TPS teachers there with all kinds of activities for the kids on Wayne Street, and there'll be music. Won't be as raucous as perhaps the beer garden tent or the Village Idiot or Buster Brown's or the
yeah.
Elks, but it'll still be an experience. So you can engage your family's, the sensory friendly needs, but also how engaged you want to be in. And if crowds bother you, we certainly have that Maumee indoor theater at the other end. There's also shuttles. I wanted to get that in, Lisa,
Okay.
because one of the comments we get is, well, where do we park? I tend to always find spots, and my friends always tend to find spots around the area. But if you want to play it safe, we have 3 shuttle locations. Remember the old general store for the Andersons on
Yeah,
Illinois,
yeah.
and Ford, I believe it is. It's just a big overflow lot, and Childress will be running continual shuttles back and forth for $5, just constantly going back and forth. So if you go into that lot, and it'll go till late in the evening. The Hollywood Casino provides a free shuttle as well. If you want to park there, don't want to mess with it, leave your car there, go in, gamble a little bit, then jump on the shuttle. That leaves on the hour or on the half hour. The schedule's at acousticsforautism.com. And then thirdly, for the South Enders or anyone in that part of town, Leroy and Margaret's, if you spend $10 in their establishment, we'll take you there and back for free. That here they've got a great Bloody Mary bar, so I think people will most likely pregame there before
Yes.
they go to the event.
Yeah, that's I've got a group and that's where they're starting out.
Oh,
So
good.
I think that that's going to be an exciting day for my friends, and we're looking forward to it. I will be there volunteering.
Yes.
Hopefully with my voice totally back. And I am just very excited. I cannot wait for the community to come out for this. And just, on behalf of myself, my podcast that I do on love on behalf of Love My 419, I just want to say thank you so much in a world where there's so many crazy things going on right now
Yeah.
and so much negativity. It's amazing to see right here in our own community good people doing really, really great things and giving back. So thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you.
Check in even that stuff at the door because that day is all good vibes and
I
you'll
love
feel
that.
it.
I love that. Well, I will see you Saturday
Thank
or
you.
Sunday. I'll see you Sunday.
Yes, I can't wait. See you
All right.
Sunday. Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
and thanks, Love My 419, and Andre and Savvy and everybody else.
He searched the city.